In this video, I'd like to talk about a little update. The driver's hours video that I put out get a lot of comments, a lot of hate, and a lot of different comments than I thought it would. And about some more trucks, okay? Hope you like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit it, do the like thing and all that good stuff, okay? Enjoy the video. Magic. So here we are, 18th of October already. It's a Sunday afternoon and spent most of the day lying in my bed because I drove 700 miles over the last 2 days, so I need a rest. Total useless truck driver me. But things I want to talk about right now are a video I put up. Do we really need logs for the drivers? Get some feedback on that I'd like to talk on. Other thing is big plans. I want to make some plans and just a quick short update. Short update is the last video I made was about having the half gears in 18 speed and driving along, and this is the truck roller coaster. Maybe 40 miles after I made that video, I'm rolling into Cokeville, Wyoming. Temporary lights, and shifted down, and when it came out of high gear into the lower gear, it went and it went into gear, and I thought, oh, that ain't good. Took my foot off the accelerator and it grinding again. I thought, no. So I found that when, after getting through Cokeville, I thought, I'm in the middle of nowhere, 168 miles from Idaho Falls, and so when you're pulling under a load, when the gears are locked in, it's fine. There's no sound off it. And when you're going down a hill with the jakes on and it's in gear, there's no sound off it. But if you're going along and your foot kind of comes off a little bit, or it gets to cruising speed, when there's not a lot of turbo boost on it, and it's just, oh my goodness, it makes a horrible grinding noise. Don't know if it's the clutch, transmission, or what. So I managed to nurse it all the way home because I thought a tow bill from Cokeville to here would be about $2,000. So I just decided to take my time. I could coast for some of it, and then I was only doing 35 to 45 mile an hour, and for 168 mile, it sucked. But I got it here, saved myself a tow bill. Thankfully, counting my blessings, I was headed this way and no under a load, going freaking over the top of Tennessee, going to Florida, just luckily I was coming this way, and there's another truck here tonight that I can use to unload this trailer, and I'll run this over to the Pete dealer because I'm going to have them do my work now because other reasons. But I like the rebuild that they did in the green one, and it was a little spendy. Not too bad, but 3-year warranty with it, and that speaks a lot to me. So I'd like to have that sort of coverage. I like the coverage. So other thing was this video I made about drivers' daily logs. Do we need them or not? I was surprised at the comments on that because there were some extremely intellectual and well put together comments about driver safety and vehicle safety, and correctly so. Generally the guys that are not paying attention to the logs are the guys that are not paying attention to the truck. And yes, there would be people that would run flat out until they fell asleep and crashed and killed the freaking truckload, a busload of people going down the opposite end of the highway. And I know that we have to have something there, but there was also some comments from, I'd have to say, mainly owner-operators that were saying that they would like to, have no logs and be able to run sensibly and freely. But I think comparing it to the UK is stuffed when it comes to logs. You turn the engine on, put it into drive, I don't even know what, it logs everything. As soon as you move the vehicle, it's logged. It's logged into the hard drive of the vehicle, and you've got a little digital card that you put in there as well. Looks just like a bank card or like a driver's license with a chip on it, and you put it in there and it records everything that you do in that vehicle. If you take it out and you have got miles that have been driven without being logged against the driver, then you've got missing miles, which is a big issue for the enforcement people. So whilst we don't have that, there is a lot more flexibility in the States with the electronic logs, because you can move it off of a loading dock to a parking lot or to a truck stop and log that differently so that it doesn't interrupt your brakes and stuff. So there's a lot more flexibility in the States. I would just like to have a lot more flexibility, if you like. Yeah, I was one of the guys in the early days back with paper logs where you did what you like, but you can only do it so far, because it becomes, you get tired and you've got to stop. Before anybody makes any smart comments, I don't take meth, never taken meth, couldn't tell you what meth looks like. To me, meth is the purple liquid stuff that you put onto the thing in the science class and to light it up. So, but I don't take stimulants to stay awake. But it would just be really nice that if you could have, you're playing golf and you swing the stick and you call it a mulligan, and the ball goes into the pond or it goes into the woods, and you go, hold on a minute, mulligan, I'll have another go at that. It'd be great if you had maybe 3 or 4 get out of jail free cards. Alright, for instance, coming across Wyoming yesterday, I thought, it's windy. Do I want to stay around? Because if it was cold, guaranteed the road would be shut for days. That's it. And if I'm there and I've got to shut down and wait for the snow coming and I'm trapped, it'd be nice to be able to say, you're allowed to have maybe 2 or 3 things in a week that, if you're close to home and you're, let's just say if you lived in Idaho Falls and you're coming up past the top side of Salt Lake, you're 150 miles from home, you're doing 70 miles an hour, you can be home in 2.5 hours. It'd be great if you could just say, it's okay, wipe that one off, that's one of my get out of jail free cards. Something like that, where if you've got a multi-stop load and you're stopping, sleeping, all that kind of thing, it'd be great if some common sense could apply. But I guess a lot of the comments were that, the idiot few spoil it for the sensible majority, really. So I guess we'll see. It's interesting. There's a lot of comments on there about, broker bosses and brokers will be having you doing things that you don't want to do and unsafely. You can't say no. Or if that's the kind of person that you're working for, beat it, go away, find somebody else. That is reputable. So yeah, I can see both sides of the story. For me, it's frustrating that you can not really govern yourself, because we're trusted to do so many things that you've got to be responsible in. And I think for the majority, people are sticking and being safe. Yeah, you can run a little bit more, but you can only do so much. I'm just talking about if you so that you're not having to wait. If you've worked till 2 in the morning, you don't need to wait till midday before you can run, because you've had 7 or 8 hours. It'd be great if they could shorten it. That you get a 6-hour break or a 7-hour break every so often or something like that. But a bit of flexibility would be good. Have an overall weekly amount, that's fine. But let's get out there, run out, make some money, go home, have time off, instead of having to drag your time off out there and you've got shorter time at home. Plus, if you can do a load quicker, how much reefer fuel gets wasted going into the atmosphere, because loads are on the trucks for extra days and times all those trucks and all those states, and so there's that. So that's that. The other thing is trucks. I want more. Rates are great. I want to take that one off. including me, I've got 6 drivers that are probably the best in the industry, and I don't say that about myself. Yeah, I can do the job, and I'm no bad at it, I'm no bragging, but everybody else is just as good as me, and probably some of them are better, younger legs on them. They're all good, all great men, and I'm very pleased that I've got them all, but I need more trucks. I've got 5 trailers, 4 trucks, and one of them the transmission's gone and cut its throat, so and it needs the oil leak fixed, it needs a hood fixed, it needs a bumper fixed. I want to take that girl off the road during, I'd like to have patched it up a little bit, got to the end of the year when the rates are super good, and then take some time off in January, take the yellow one off and run the other 5 with the trailers. So still got the trucks to go to the oil field. That's a thing that I think is going to come back as well. But I've been looking at trucks. Cash is King, one of the channels on here that I watch all the time, he keeps banging on about his Freightliner. It's a DD15 with an automatic transmission on it, and he claims it gets 8 miles to the gallon. And I don't doubt it, I don't question it. He's a reputable guy, a decent guy. And so what I'm saying is, I'm tempted to get one and try it, because that is a lot of cash. If you get a chance, look at his last video. He done $11,000 in 1 week, and which is great. But he only done 2,500 miles, and his overhead was just under $1,000. So to make that kind of revenue and have that amount of overhead, that's incredible. 8 miles to the gallon. My trucks get around 5. The hooded ones, 5 average, and as they call it, my pal Rick calls them, ditch sniffers, the ones with the sloopy nose on them, they get about 6 to 7. That's about it, you know. But it's better than 5. But if you can get 7 to 8, woohoo, making money. So the people I deal with have got 3 or 4 trucks popped up on their website on Friday night, and I spoke to them Friday in the daytime, Friday morning it was, and they were waiting things coming in, didn't want to tell me what they were. So it's hard to get a truck these days. Every time you go to a dealer, sold, because the rates are high and people want trucks. So is there a good time to get into trucking or a bad time? No and no, okay? If the rates are low, and they have been low for a little while, then the trucks are cheaper, but you're running for lower rates. But then you wait for the rates to come up, and then the trucks are more expensive and harder to get into. So just get into it. If you're going to do it. Don't let the rates affect you, because you've got to be in it. They'll go up and they'll go down. You can get in it today and the rates could be fantastic, and then next week they could drop like a stone. I saw that there was a couple of weeks times this year when I've seen the rates fall, $1,000 off of every load instantly, and I've seen them jump up the following week. But it goes along, it kind of climbs back, and then all of a sudden something happens somewhere, and the rates just jump, up they go. So I'm hoping that we can ride this out till the end of the year, strong, because it seems to be good rates, but the trucks I'm looking at right now, there's a Volvo, which looks an okay truck. I do like that red one. If I could get a couple more of those red ones that Brett's got, I'd be all over that like a freaking rash. There's a white one that they've got, there's a couple of Peterbilts, and there's a couple of Freightliners, and they've got the automatic Freightliners, and I'd be quite interested in trying that. So there you go, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I need to get out and go see my kids, and they're all in town this weekend, and go see them and see what they're up to before they all head home again. So that's what we're at. Alright, so thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying these videos. If you haven't subscribed, get it done. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay, thanks for watching. Speak to you later.